our story is about food. It's called Tiger and Tim Become Master Chefs. That's me cooking. I'm not a master chef though. Are you a master chef, Tiger? No. But the most important thing, kids, listen, relax, stay calm and cool, and try to read along with us as well as listening. I'm starving, moaned Tiger. Well, that definitely sounds about right. Can you make me some breakfast? It's a hungry job being the world's most famous tiger. That's definitely true, isn't it? Tiger's tummy began to rumble loudly. The terrible sound made Tim spring out of his bed like a hopping rabbit. Hop, hop. You should really learn to cook, Tiger. I need to have at least one day of rest each week, groaned Tim. As much as Tiger really enjoyed Tim cooking him breakfast, he also knew he should really learn to cook his own food. And with that, Tiger began to dream. Maybe if he learned to cook well, he could become the world's first master cub chef. Very good, Tiger. Seconds later, a golden light bulb moment shot through Tiger's mind. I'm going to text all of my jungle friends to let them know about my plans to become the greatest tiger chef. And with that, Laura the leopard, Ellie the elephant, and Mason the monkey magically appeared, dressed in safari print aprons and with matching chef hats. Fantastic! They look like the cooks in the kitchen, didn't they? Ahum, ahum! Laura Leopard roared as she cleared her throat. My jungle friends, we are united today as Tiger's sous chefs. Sous chefs means assistant chefs. We are here to make the finest ham and cheese omelette the world has ever seen. That sounds yummy, Tiger, doesn't it? In my tummy. Eggs? Yes, said Laura Leopard. It was then that the eggs began to talk. So, Tiger, you think you can take on this eggy challenge? Your first step, then, is to crack me and put me into a bowl. Tiger stared around amazed, but Laura the leopard was still reading the recipe. Had she not heard the egg speak? Tiger did as he was told. He cracked the egg perfectly, which allowed the egg to slop into the bowl beautifully. Whisk, yes, squealed Mason the monkey. Tiger waited to see if the whisk could talk too. He waited, and then out of nowhere, he heard the whisk shout, "Whisk! Whisk as fast as you can! We need to get the egg beaten." Tiger whisked his egg so fast there was smoke coming from his paw. You were on fire. You were going so fast, Tiger. Unbelievable. Knife, yes, rumbled Ellie the elephant. The knife then groaned, "Tiger, although I'm not very sharp, you need to chop the ham into pieces. But make sure Laura the leopard watches whilst you do this, as using knives without adult supervision can be very dangerous." That is very true, Tiger. You should always be with an adult in the kitchen because there's lots of things in the kitchen that are very sharp and very dangerous, Tiger cubs. Tiger cautiously began chopping, and as he was just about finished, the cheese bellowed, my turn, grate me, Tiger, so I can melt onto the top of your omelette. And do not forget, always use the grater with an older person watching out for your safety. The grater was very, very clever. Suddenly, the loudest screech Tiger had ever heard filled the kitchen with noise. I'm ready! Squealed the frying pan. Now, Tiger, you need to pour the whisked eggs into me. Once the eggs have begun to cook, you can sprinkle the ham and cheese all over the eggs. Okay, replied Tiger. Here I go. Tiger did as he was instructed, and success. Once the cheese has begun to melt, Tiger, you must get the spatula and fold the now fluffy omelette in half. Leave to cook, and hooray, your omelette will be ready, said the frying pan. Tiger removed the omelette from the pan. His mouth was watering like a waterfall, and I can tell you that happens a lot in our house. He's always hungry. And using his knife and fork, Tiger took the biggest bite you have ever seen. He nearly finished the omelette in one gulp. That's impressive, Tiger. Delicious, sighed Tiger. The best chef in the world couldn't have cooked something as amazing as this. Tiger had become the stupendously spectacular, sensational chef he had dreamt of, and of course, he's also dashingly handsome. Who wrote this story? It must have been you, Tiger, my goodness. Suddenly, though, the room began to spin and Tiger woke with some recognizable grumbling pains in his stomach. Oh no! It was just a dream, and his tummy was still hungry. But this time, he knew exactly what he wanted for breakfast that morning. It was a nice big ham and cheese omelette. What a great story. I loved it, Tiger. I hope you Tiger Cubs loved it too. And I hope that you read along with us throughout the story. And also, perhaps you can read this story to your families later when you watch the episode again. Story time with Tiger and Tim is over. On to the next section.